In this class we are going to develop a gorgeous encyclopedia of fruits called Fructus. This Latin word means fruit in English. This quick start guide will help you to get familiar with iOS 14 app development and the latest SwiftUI 2 framework using the recently updated Xcode 12 editor. The main learning objectives of this tutorial are the following. We will learn how to create a new iOS 14 project in Xcode. Then, how to add graphic resources to this project. After that, we will learn how to create a useful onboarding screen with the new SwiftUI App Lifecycle and App Storage. Then, how to create a data model and fetch data from the local data source. Next, we are going to learn how to create a list view and a detail view to display the fruits in the encyclopedia. Finally, we are going to develop a modern settings screen using many new SwiftUI 2 elements. Building this eye-catchy application is a great start to get excited about all of the latest features that SwiftUI 2 provides for the app developers and much more. Setup. Without further ado, let's set up our new iOS 14 project. First, download the resource files from this section. Place this compressed package to the desktop and unzip it by double-clicking on its icon. The provided main folder contains 3 additional folders inside with the Swift logo marked on them. Besides that, there is a supplementary workbook file with the learning objectives as well. You will find a very detailed list of the topics that we are going to cover in this tutorial. First, let's take a short look at the folders, shall we? You will find the finished project in the green folder. This completed project with the necessary source code may help you when you are stuck and need some quick help. The next folder is the red one. This contains all of the resource materials that you will need to build the Fruits application. Finally, the blue folder is created for you. We are going to create and save the new project into this folder. That's why it's empty for now. Xcode. Alright, our very first step is to launch the Xcode 12 that you have already installed onto your computer. Then, let's create a new iOS 14 project as I am going to show you. When you first start Xcode 12, then a welcome window will ask you what to do. First, let's click on the Create a new Xcode project option on this welcome window. Then, make sure that the iOS App tab menu item is selected at the top and choose the app from the available application templates, then click on the Next button as I show you. Now, we need to configure our new iOS 14 project. For the product name, enter Fructus. For the theme, if you already have an Apple developer account, logging in here allows you to build your app on a real device. If you don't have an Apple developer account, you can skip this part and test your app in the iOS simulator on your Mac. Organization identifier. We usually enter our company's website address in reverse order. For example, com.swiftui-masterclass. The bundle identifier is automatically combined from the project name and the organization identifier. Next, make sure that SwiftUI is selected for the interface. Then, the project's lifecycle must be SwiftUI app. This is a new feature in SwiftUI 2, meaning that from now we can create a 100% SwiftUI application. Another important setting is the programming language. Make sure that it remains the default Swift. Finally, leave the core data and the include tests options unselected as I show you. After all of the necessary settings, click on the Next button, and now we need to tell Xcode where we want to save our project on the computer. Navigate to the desktop and choose the Students app folder as the destination of this new Xcode project. Just one more thing. You can leave the optional Create Git repository on my Mac feature unselected because we will not need it to develop this application. Now click on the Create button and see how Xcode 12 creates our first iOS 14 app using the selected app template. Portrait mode. Alright, before we start adding the resource materials to the project, we need to make a small change about how the app works on our device. First, click on the Fructus project name on the project navigator on the left side of Xcode as I show you. Then, at the deployment info settings, please uncheck the landscape left and right options. The reason behind this change that the Fructus app is best used in portrait mode. Icons. So far, so good. Next, we are going to add the app icons to the project. Please follow me step by step if you are not an experienced iOS developer yet. Select the Assets catalog in the Project Navigator panel as I show you. Now we can see an empty app icon set of icons group in the middle panel of the Assets catalog. Click on the app icon group and take a short look how many icons we need to have to provide for a typical iOS application. As you can see, there are so many app icon sizes that we need to support. Now I am going to teach you how to manually add these icons to the project. First, we need to navigate to the projects folder on the computer's desktop. Great, now open the resources folder inside it. Inside this folder, open the app icon folder as I show you. There are 36 different sizes of app icons pre-made for us and an additional content JSON file that contains all of these icons' names in a well-formatted list. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Now, resize the Finder window and select the settings icons. These are the app icon 29 by 29 at 2x and app icon 29 by 29 at 3x files. Since they make appear in the Assets catalog, therefore we can drag and drop them together to their empty slot in Xcode. Follow me and drag and drop these pairs of icons to the settings slots. Nice job! As you can imagine, this is quite tedious work with many potential errors. We can speed up this by adding all of the icons to the project at once. Let me show you how to do this. First, select the empty app icon folder in the middle panel. Its name needs to be highlighted, then right-click or Ctrl-click on the app icon group. By doing this, a new contextual menu will show up. Select the Show in Finder option at the top of this menu and Xcode will bring us to the Icons folder in a new Finder window. Next, select the App Icon Set folder and open it. Here we can see the two previously added icons with an Xcode auto-generated contents list as you notice. Now jump back to our Resources folder and select all of the graphics and the content files there. Then copy them to the clipboard as I show you. It must be 37 files altogether. Now go back to the App Icon Set folder and paste everything from the clipboard into this place. You will be asked to replace the existing icons and the content JSON file. Select the Apply to All checkmark and click on the Replace button respectively. Finally, close the Finder window. And that's all. Do you see the recently added icons in the app icon group? I hope so. Just scroll down from the top smallest to the bottom's largest icons. If you followed my instructions, then you will see that all of the icons of this project had been placed correctly in the Assets folder. Just have a look at how many icons do we need to have to create a well-designed iOS application. It's quite amazing, isn't it? Fruits. Okie dokie. It's time to add the rest of the graphic assets to the project. We will continue with the photos of the fruits. Open the Resources folder once again. Then open the Fruits folder inside it. We will find a bunch of PNG files with transparent backgrounds. Alright, I know. Their background is white in the Finder window, but trust me, in reality it's transparent. Now drag and drop all of them to the Assets catalog panel as I show you. So far, so good. Make sure that all fruits are selected and right-click or Control-click on them. By doing this, a new context menu will pop up. Now select the Create New Folder from Selection option and Xcode will put these photos into a new folder. After that, click on the folder name and rename it to Fruits. Do you see the transparent backgrounds around the fruits? I told you! Logo. Now we are going to add a logo to the project. Jump back to the Resources folder on the desktop and open the Logo folder inside it. We will find a professional logo pre-made for us with a red apple and a green background. This graphic asset is a special one because it is a vector file. What is quite new in iOS 14 is from now we can add SVG file formats as an asset to our projects. These SVG files can be scaled up infinitely without pixelating them and losing their quality in general. Having said that, let's see how we can do it in Xcode. Select and drag and drop the logo.svg file into the Assets panel as I show you. Now, while this recently added logo is still selected in the Assets panel, navigate to the Resizing option at the Attributes panel on the right side in Xcode. Here we have to select the Preserve Vector Data in order to use this SVG as a scalable vector graphic in the Fructus project. Basically, with this setting, we told Xcode to not to pixelate our logo and use the original vector file as it is. By doing that, our logo will be always crystal clear and sharp no matter how much we want to scale up or shrink it down. The logo will always look perfect in this app. Color sets. Now it's time to talk about the colors. Every app needs to have a well-designed color theme. This Fructus app is not an exception from that. By purpose, I designed this app in such a way that we can use a wide range of gradient colors and learn how to use them efficiently. Let's learn how to create some new color sets, shall we? First, click on the big plus button at the bottom of the Assets panel. Then, select the New Color Set option from the context menu as I show you. As you notice, there is a new white color set added to the project. Now, by clicking on its default name, we can rename it. Give it a new name such as Color Blueberry Light. Nice. After that, select both of the Any Appearance and the Dark Appearance colors in the editor as I show you. Since both light and dark appearances will be the same colors, therefore we can change their values at the same time. Now change the input method from floating point to 8-bit hexadecimal at the Attributes panel following me. Then enter hashtag 66D6FF. This will change the default white color to a nice light blue color in the editor, as you can notice. Since every fruit has got a dedicated light and a dark color for the gradient background, therefore we need to create a dark blue color set now. Let's do it, shall we? Let's click on the big plus button at the bottom of the Assets panel and select the New Color Set option from the context menu. Rename this color to Color Blueberry Dark. Nice job! Now select both of the Any Appearance and the Dark Appearance colors in the editor. Just like before, let's change the input method from floating point to 8-bit hexadecimal at the Attributes panel. Then enter the following color value. Hashtag 247FFF. This will change the white color to a darker blue color in the editor, as you can notice. Colors. Alright, we created a light and a dark color for the blueberry. Since you have already learned how to do it, therefore we don't need to create the rest of the colors manually. We can speed up the process by adding the predefined color sets from the resources. Having said that, navigate to the Resources folder on the desktop and open the Colors folder inside it. As you can see, each color set is basically a folder with the color value inside it. Now, select all of these color sets and drag and drop them into the Assets catalog as I'll show you. Wow! Do you see these new vibrant colors? They are a great match for each fruit photos. Now select all of the colors and let's create a new folder from the selection likewise we did it before. Give it the name Colors. Great job! All graphic materials already added to the projects. We have also organized them by putting them into folders. Accent color. Now, before we start coding, let's talk about another new feature in Xcode 12. As you can notice, there is a new dedicated color set for the accent color. This new accent color set is globally used by the operating system in the iOS 14 app. As you may know, the accent color is widely used for buttons and other different UI elements in navigation here and there. Since the default blue accent color looks terrible in this Fructus app, therefore we need to change it for the better. Let's see how to change it, shall we? First, make sure that the accent color is selected in the Assets catalog. Then, change its appearances from none to any and dark as I show you. By doing that, we can differentiate its color in the light and dark appearances. Now, select the empty Any Appearance color, which is responsible not only supporting the light appearance, but the older iOS versions without the dark mode as well. OK. Now, for its color content, select the sRGB color system. After that, we need to change the red, the green, and the blue color sliders values from 1 to 0, as I show you. With this, we created a pitch black color. Now, select the empty dark appearance color and choose for its color content the sRGB color system as well. We will leave its color value since we want a white color in the dark mode. By doing all of these settings, we have just created a black and white color set for the global accent color. Testing. And that's all for this lecture. All we need to now is to launch the simulator and test the app icons. On the redesigned toolbar, select an iPhone as a target test device, then by clicking on the play button, launch Xcode Simulator. If it's a fresh new launch, then it will take a while when the simulator boots up. By the way, since the new SwiftUI app life cycle is chosen for this iOS 14 project, therefore we don't have to create a launch screen using the old storyboard technology. I find it worth to mention before we wrap up this class. And here it goes. The iOS app is already launched in the simulator and there is the default welcome message on the screen. Since our main goal is to test the app icon, therefore let's close the app and check it on the home screen. See? It's perfect. What do you think about it? I think that's a great start. We not only set up a new iOS 14 project in Xcode 12, but we have already added all the necessary resource materials to it as well. Besides all of that, we have learned that starting from iOS 14, we can add SVG graphic files as vector resources to the project, and finally, we can set the colors for the global accent color as well. Awesome job so far! See you at the next class!